What's going on, guys? From the project back at it again in here for another video, and in this video is basically a response, if you will, to Simon Uncle HD and as well with the Iceman, basically getting into with how WWE has been throughout the year. Basically a rant now. I'm mostly a guy that's basically positive here and everything like that, and I don't really do a whole lot of ranting, but when I do, I do feel like it's time for me to be able to give up my thoughts and opinions overall. And I probably won't be in here for too long of a video, but it just kind of inspired me to actually be able to give my side and how I feel about what's been going on in 2014 and what should be ahead for the new year in 2015, which is basically next week. It's crazy how fast the year has been able to zoom on by already alone. But basically, when it comes to WWE in general, it hasn't really been the best year, and I was able to talk about that too last night on Twitter. And lately, I've been finding myself, more distracted in a way when it comes to, especially Raw now that it's 3 hours, and I actually kind of missed the format where it's 2 hours and it was easier to sit through. So for me, going into 2015, I really think they should change that up just to make it more enjoyable and not so much of rematches. And that's one of my biggest things in the way pet peeves that has been kind of bothering me, since like you'll have a pay-per-view like TLC, which recently just happened not too long ago, and now we've been seeing those rematches basically each week, and then it kind of gets boring. And even though there are great matches and everything, with them being on for the most part, depending who's going to be on it, like John Cena and Seth Rollins, they do have great matches and everything, but to me lately, hopefully we won't be able to exactly see that again. I would actually save those for pay-per-views and have the blow-off matches there, and maybe a match here and there on Raw or SmackDown or something like that, and that would be, at least somewhat better, at least. And with the whole thing too, I do see everyone's opinions on what's going on too with Roman Reigns. I was able to have a discussion on that not too long ago from Total Nonstop Attitude. Definitely go check him out too, by the way. With that being said, I can see the point where WWE is basically giving him the push, and, it seems a little bit too predictable that he is most likely going to be the guy to be able to win the 2015 Royal Rumble, which really shouldn't be the case. And I get that the Royal Rumble should be special, and I've been watching past Royal Rumbles, and just by watching that, you never really knew who was going to win it, so it made it that much more exciting. But having it out there in your face, and you see it right there each and every week on who the WWE is going to be pushing and stuff like that, it should be more surprising, and maybe in a way, hopefully that would be a swerve, and then we'll see what happens with that. But hopefully you get my idea on that. What's been going on too, lately with Adam Rose. I think hopefully he should go back to the Leo Kruger gimmick. I think that'd be really badass to see him like that, since the whole thing with him and the bunny and the rose buns aren't really working so well. Bring back some NXT guys. I think that'd be really cool to see that happen more. Now we're going to see the Ascension next week when Edge and Christian are going to be hosting the show. So that'd be really worth it. To me, I found out, at least in my personal opinion, that I enjoyed last week's shows more enjoyable than this week's, because I don't really care for the Christmas specials. So, there are some changes that WWE could be using in 2015, at least be able to announce that we will eventually have someone that will run the shows and actually stay there permanently without them being there for like a year or whatever, and then see someone else again be the manager, if you will, for both shows. I think that would be fine, things like that, having some more championship chases and things like that, just to keep things exciting. And like what they do with SmackDown, with main event, and also with NXT, with that formula, I think that's what they should be doing for Raw as well, so it can be more enjoyable too that way. And we'll see what happens with that, but that's just how I feel about it right now. So wasn't gonna be in here for far too long already, but those are just some of the things that really haven't been that great to me, honestly. So it has been good at best, but it hasn't been the greatest year, so I will admit that, and it has been kind of suckish, really. So, for me being positive, that's basically a big thing, especially coming out from me. So, I'm not always positive all the time, so I will say that. So, there you have it with that. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with WWE in 2015, and as well with wrestling in general too, overall, within the next year. So hopefully you guys enjoy your Christmas as well. So this is probably gonna be it for me for now, honestly. So we'll see what happens with that. I've been uploading some stuff from 2K15 and gonna be uploading more not only video games as well, but probably some other stuff coming into my channel as well, since I am looking to expand myself, not only with just with wrestling, but with video games, and who knows, probably some other things. So if you want to see that as well, definitely leave your comments down below, and as well what I talked about too as well. So there you have it with that. So with that being said, peace.